Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Yesterday, we went through and placed all the music. So now it's all about starting the video portion. What clips will we choose? Sorry, just trying to get situated here. Okay. Let's find out. What if we just did the beginning of the game? There it is.
So you didn't get out of the dark world, did you?
No, I did not.
Or the underworld, whatever they call it.
No, I did not. I had only finished, I think, 3 of the 4, or was it 5? Did we watch the whole intro here? We did not. I don't think I recorded that part, now that I think about it. Okay, well, that means we're probably going to have to record that then. So let's do that. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 doo, doo. What am I doing? Boo, boo, boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, boo. What am I doing? I switch to recording and then go with. Actually, wait. Go back to where it was. Where was I? Dang it. I'm losing it. This one. And then this. And turn this off. And turn the Discord chat off. Alright, start recording. And we will... What the fetch? Holy crap, has it been that long ago? Dang it. Okay, 1 second. Wasn't prepared for this. I gotta find where the game is. Way down here. Excuse me. Holy crap. Okay, I gotta stop this recording because it's just a bunch of black. T on. There it is. Alright. Why am I not seeing it? There we go. Start recording. Okay. Just gonna record the intro here. Don't touch anything. Here it is. I wonder what happens after this part. I don't think I've ever held on this screen long enough to find out, like what the demo looks like. The freaking art on that tower is so good. So detailed. I don't think I've ever watched this all the way through. I can't believe that. Why'd they open the door and not go in there? Whoever's playing the game for this part, what are you doing? Or is he's scaring all the chickens? This is part of the story. Oh, this is part of the story! This is what happens before the game starts. He gets in trouble for it. He has to go apologize to the Weavers. No, that's awesome! He's just out causing mischief. Jumping with the kids. Dude, this is amazing. He's gonna, like, throw that guy's cabbage. Pumpkins. That it does it do a recycling? Yep. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's up, Rob? That was crazy, dude. I had no idea that they did that at the beginning. Okay, alright, I've got my new video I need to import. First, let's put it into the right place. This can be deleted. This can be placed into here, 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 here. And then open that up in here. We have our intro sequence. Another thing I think I want to grab is, see if I can find it. Finished videos. Do I have my Terranigma first look? That's the thumbnail. Here it is. I probably have some good stuff in this that I have already edited that I can just grab again. I forgot about this intro I made for this. This took so long. That took me like an entire week to make that whole thing. And it took like a whole day to render it out. It was crazy. You got Quintet there. You got pictures of the developers. I think I also had a section in this where I talked about his moveset. That'll be nice that it's already
Running while attacking will result in this sort of diving stab.
Yeah. This whole section right here. It's me talking about the attacks. It's already
You hold down the B button while moving. This game also includes a jump button, which gives lots of variation to the kinds of attacks you can do. For instance, standing still and attacking in succession will give you these fast jabs, whereas standing still or walking, then jumping and attacking will give you this front flip slice. Running while attacking will result in this sort of diving stab, and attacking after a running jump offers a similar effect, but while descending upon your enemies.
That was a really poorly written explanation of that, but okay. Alright, that'll go over there somewhere. You're just seeing a black screen right now? That's because I need to turn back on. Turn this off, turn this on. And I need to put the chat back on it. There we go. The fetch. There. Alright. Start with that clock. Let's actually see if we can line it up. It's right there. Needs to line up with right there. Here it is. Unlink that. What the fetch? Oh, they are already linked. All right. Maybe something like that. Right there. What's up, Chris? We've gotten past the part where you're cutting out P's and S's. You mean like the plosives and stuff? The audio editing portion? If so, then yes. We are past that. I've already done all of the music selection. That's what I did last night. I streamed really late last night. I streamed at like nearly midnight my time. Have you heard of a YouTuber called Shadiversity? He looks at fantasy media and examines the use of real-life medieval warfare and architecture. I've not heard of that. That sounds awesome. I'll have to take a look at it. Huh. Shadiversity. Huh. going to, I think... something else in the back. I don't like how that fades in. It's like really stunted. I think what I'm going to do is take one frame of this, like that, and I'm going to bring it over here and do a frame hold. So that it's longer, and then I can fade it in myself more smoothly. He's got a video here for me to look at.
The longsword truly is the most iconic medieval sword in the world, and it has become the symbol for chivalry.
Do you know what? I might have seen this video before. Because I remember I was looking up for my novel how many people lived in medieval cities. I think we had a discussion on this back when I did my original first look on Vagrant Story. Talking about how there was like 5,000 people in the city. I think I watched this.
Justice, knighthood, valor, and nobility. And men were allowed to carry this sword, not only for self-defense, but to proclaim
Got a lot of dislikes, I wonder why.
to the world that they held the ideals that this sword represented dear to their hearts. But not anymore. But never fear, because there is a way that one can bear the long sword as in times of old. Not exactly in times of old, but good enough, and you wouldn't be breaking...
Let me put
Greetings,
his
I'm...
channel as a bookmark and come back to it when I'm writing. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. What the fetch? Now, I kind of want to have something in the background here. In the beginning part. It's kind of faded out. Something like that. I can kind of fade this out probably. Well, I'll probably have to, but let's get our dimensions figured out, because I feel like my recordings didn't have the same... Yeah, they are a little different, aren't they? Huh. I think this was a forced 4:3 aspect ratio, and this one wasn't.
You actually...
I was thinking that some of my gameplay footage looked a little stretched when I was looking at it here. Okay, now that's normal. But in the first episode... No, that's normal too. Maybe it's just that opening section that's a forced 4:3, and this is more pixel perfect. Because you can see the black bars on this portion of the video. Dang it, give me another example. Are not as wide as on this footage. And so I think that in here, yeah, I just need to
actually
have a sample of that so that I can compare. So that I can go like this. Let's scale. No. Just don't do uniform scale. And then scale the width in to 90 98. Nope. 94. Almost. Let's try 93.5. I think that's just about right. I also want to use this for reference later. Whoa. Crop-a-doo. Oh, there it is. How is this? What the fetch? Oh, it's not uniform. That's why. That is why. There we go. Gaussian blur. Get that going at 70%. And maybe do a little bit of an opacity to just darken it up a tiny bit. Something like that. Next is, did you know that Brandon Sanderson has a weekly podcast called Writing Excuses that he does with 3 other writers about writing, obviously. There's something like 14 seasons already. Each episode is 15 to 20 minutes. That's actually good length. Magic systems. I'm actually getting ready to go through right now and flesh out the magic system in my book, so that'd be a good thing to... I actually had an idea, Rob. I was going to run this by you, actually. So since I need to go through and like explain the rules of the magic in my book, I don't think that I can or that I want to do that by like working that into one of the existing chapters, if that makes sense. Like to like kind of shoehorn in like some kind of like explanation of magic among people who already understand it. So I was thinking maybe I could do chapter bumpers kind of at the beginning of chapters, kind of like he did in Mistborn, with a character you probably won't remember, but her name is Anastas, and she was like one of the characters who left the hidden city in that sort of rebellion that happened, that they sort of got exiled or whatever. I'm going to have her be like a mentor character that trains one of the main characters in the second book, and she's going to be teaching him about how to use magic and stuff. And so I could have that be like excerpts from their sort of like training sessions that explain like the rules and like how it works. That's one idea I have floating around in my head. The other is that instead of it being Anastas and this character later, it could be Felix and the Eastashir who has found him on the beach. And they're talking about it, and he's sort of like reminding him and training him how to use stuff. So it could be that too. What's up, Tom? In the most recent episode, they had a shout-out to Shadversity, which was what reminded me to tell you about both. I've not really listened to the podcast myself. I'll see if I have time for it, because it would be a good resource, probably, especially magic systems. Let's go 60 on that. 80 on that. Yeah, looks all right. I probably need to darken it a little more, but... And then it would come back into... view like that. Rob says, sounds good. Try both and see which feels better. All right. wonder how I'm going to make that work. That cut doesn't really work at all. I don't know how I'll go from here to here. I don't really know what to do there. Because I like this fading in. Like this. So then I would do a crossfade. Huh. Nope, don't do that. I gotta do motion on this as well. There we go. The background needs to fade in quicker than the foreground. I don't know. About that actually. When does the clock start coming in? About that much space, or we could extend this out, I think. Oh, what's going on? That was weird. Oh, that actually is doing that. Weird. Huh, that is strange. That is a weird glitch. I don't know how I feel about that. Come back here. What does that do? Does it start back there? Huh. I wonder why it does that. Need a Dark Side Resonant Arc logo. I actually do have a couple of alternates that I was planning on using from time to time. See if I pull them up here. So like, what the frick just happened? So like I had one that was like dark on when I have like bright backgrounds, so that this would, you know, go on like a bright background. And this is the normal one. And then this one was like an all dark. And this one was all gold. And this one was all white, I think. Anyways, I ended up changing the logo reveal because it was too slow into what we have now. It's in 4K, so it has a hard time playing. See, part of me wants to do this. Part of me wants to do this. Let's try this instead. Let's pull this all the way back. The fetch? Seriously, what the heck? That didn't make any sense. Why did that happen? Oh, because I extended it backwards, that's why. I know what I did wrong. Okay, so, like, I think what I'm going to do is Gaussian blur on this. There we go. $60. And we're going to have it sort of start fading in to where it's fully in view. But in addition to that, we're going to... Oh, don't do that. Oh my gosh, don't do that. Group them, or merge? Nest. And then we're going to do a opacity animation. So that it comes up. Something like that, I don't know. Anyways, it's going to be like 25% opacity. It really freaking bothers me that it flickers like that. Is that how it looked in the original recording? Or is that like an error in Premiere? Oh crap, I forgot I put it in here already. Start recording. It's like an error of how it recorded, or is that an error in how it processed?
Here it is.
No, it was not in the original recording. I wonder why.
Here it is.
I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that I scaled it. So if I go back to uniform scale on this, is it going to do that? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so I don't want a uniform scale then. That's causing the problem. Or I don't want to, I want to make sure it's universally scaled, I should say. Interesting. So I still disagree about Silmarillion being the greatest novel. It is the greatest work of fiction, perhaps, but that is not the same thing. The beginning still feels more like a datalogue than an actual novel. Well, but here's my point, Rob, is that that's purposeful. That is the point. It's meant to feel like a biblical chronicle. It's not meant to feel like a novel's prose. So, I mean, it's one thing to say I would, you know, prefer if we had had more of like a novel style of writing or something, but in my opinion, the whole reason that it works is because it's going for feeling like an ancient tome, something written in ancient times by an ancient people. And the fact that it's written more in a chronicle format like that, to me, is what makes it feel so believably ancient and grounded in sort of the way they would have written something in ancient times. Because, I mean, you know, reading stories from 3000 BC isn't going to have the same structure as something that's written, you know, in the last 150 years or something like that. Even 200 years. The styles were different, and so because it's meant to feel like this history of Middle Earth, the fact that it is written in a style that reflects that, the way that people in our own ancient history wrote, is what makes it so effective. Dang it, I can't watch that in real time. Oh, it's still doing it again. What the fetch? Didn't I just see it not do that? What? I don't get it. Why did it happen again? That is so strange. I don't get why that happened at all. What the balls? Why is it doing that? I wonder if I turned on and off the crop. What the frick? It's not good, man. As I know, it's not in the original recording. See, it's not doing that crap. Here it is. It's not there. So there's some kind of error when it's conformed in Premiere that's causing that. And that's really annoying. Oh, come on. Maybe I just need to get rid of this clip and put it back in again, but then I have to edit it all over, and that sucks. What the balls do I do with this? I wonder if there's a known error. Let's see if we can find this out. I should star that. Okay. Premiere CS6 flickering clip, maybe a footage flickering. The anti-flicker filter control. Thin lines and sharp edges in images sometimes flicker when shown on interlaced displays. That's not an interlaced display. Nope, that's not my problem.
Hey guys, this is Matt with Blue Mantle Films, and today I'm going to show you how to take this and turn it into this without any plugins. Stay tuned. We'll delete the audio. We're going to duplicate the clip twice and then drag those clips up above the first clip. Now use your slide tool or keyboard shortcut Y. Drag the second layer 1 frame over and the third layer 2 frames over. Now on the second layer, make the opacity 67%, and on the third layer, make the opacity 33%. And there you go.
What the fetch?
Now in some scenarios I found that you don't have to do 2 clips above the original clip. Sometimes you can get away with just doing 1 layer and put the opacity at 50%.
What?
But I found I usually get better results when I do 2 layers.
Why does it even happen in the first place? Philip Bloom's a beast. So they're talking about flicker in the original source, though, which is not mine, so I don't think this is the same problem. But I'll try it anyways. Why not? Why is it not flickering when I do that? Like, when I go frame by frame, it doesn't do this. Maybe it's just a playback thing. Maybe that won't actually do that. Nope, there it was. But see, when I go frame by frame... Oh, there it is. See that? What the fetch is that? But I only saw 1 there. What the F? Now it's just 1! What? It's just that one frame now. Before it was several frames. That is literally nonsense. It makes no sense at all. What the balls?
On this channel, I
don't even know if I should go with this as the intro. I wonder if I should show other footage. What could I do instead? I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. I'm seriously baffled by this. It's so weird. Because a minute ago it was flickering a lot more than just that one frame. That time it didn't do it at all! What? Why? What the fetch? Now it's not doing it. Okay. There's something weird going on there. Something very strange. Actually didn't have to do that. It's not too bad. Okay, so what is it saying here, right? The will of Lightside, new life is born. I think I only want to see that line. So what's the last frame of that? Don't want it to go beyond here. And then I want a dark side line after that. Dark side's will breeds fear and disharmony. I could do another cut. So I want it to stop there. Possibly I could slow him down, but how far back will this go? Oh, cool.
on this channel.
And if I bring this forward, now we're going to get into where it fades in. That's okay though, because I just need to extend these out more. And then I can do that. The frick. I don't like how much time there is on showing nothing, really. Where's the frame where it starts? Right there. So we need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, right there. What's up, dude, my guy? Someone did say Final Fantasy 13 and you were summoned. Now, I think if I do it this way, I'm going to really need to change the... over there. Well, further, I guess. And we could probably make this a little like more like 20. Yes, the clicking sound is part of the track. It's like the clock. The clock's ticking. I sure wonder if it might be better to do Gaussian blur as well over a longer period. Whoops. So that it kind of slowly comes into place. I did not mean to go that far with it, but I did anyways.
On this channel,
I don't know if this is good or not. Okay, this goes too slow, so I need to pause this and just pretend I hear it, or pretend I see it. Let's see how this flows. I want the letters to come in when the right there. So I may need to slow this down a little bit. I'm thinking. So it needs to just like right there. It needs to be faded in at this point, which is I don't know how many frames back. 20, 30, 40, 50, 54 frames back. Ten, 20, 30, 40, 54. This needs to come in right there. Maybe just a touch sooner. Oh my gosh. I think just 1 frame or 2 frames sooner. I'd go with 2. 2 frames. The whole time, so I should probably slow it down a little bit. If I did a nest on this, I wonder how fetched up this would be if I then speed duration it to like 90%. How much? That looks okay, but if I go to like 75, is that going to be too fetched up? That's not horrible. gets us there. I guess 75 takes us there. Okay, well, let's see if that works. Nest these and starts coming in is like right around there.
On this channel,
That's not bad. It's getting somewhere, I feel. If I took this and put it, this might really not work, but what the fetch did I just do? Undo. Speed duration 70. Thank you. Now will this look too slow? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. And now we can do a cross dissolve between them and it'll look alright.
On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories.
Okay. I don't know. Doom guy says, I need a better game that summons me. I show up and it's almost never pretty. Pick Terranigma as your summoning game. I have no idea why that flickering problem stopped. I'm baffled by it. So here's why I like it. I like it because it immediately establishes the duality theme visually. Light side, dark side. Breeds fear, light side, new life is born. Breeds fear and disharmony. So we get the concept of duality visually right off the bat. It's also the part of the music that coincides with the visuals. Like this song actually plays during this visual stuff. But I don't know if it's like the most striking visual way to start off this video. Let me put my logo back in there. Have you considered a system for book submissions where you get more than just a title? Having some kind of reason for submissions to make the selections more organized. Yeah, that is a good idea. A short description of themes or significance. Obviously, it would be harder to do in the moment, but submissions can be prepared in advance and added to a document. That would be better, for sure. Yeah. That'd be a lot better, actually. It's just a matter, I guess, of prepping everybody for that ahead of time. So that when they submit not just the title of the book, but also like what it's about. What the fetch?
On this channel, I've covered some of the most...
Okay, I'm actually kind of happy with that. I think that flows okay. Rob says, I only get summoned with a blood sacrifice myself, but I reappear randomly afterwards. Haven't done a blood sacrifice in a while, which is why I have not summoned Rob. Okay, What should I show next? So I'll talk about the success stories.
On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories in the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy.
So I could do 2 Final Fantasy clips there. I could do like one of the early NES Final Fantasy games here, and maybe like Final Fantasy VII or something here, because that is probably the most successful JRPG ever. So let's find those. Final Fantasy reviews. We want the new ones, which is this and the remastered version of 1 or something like that. Final Fantasy review remastered, this one and this one. Speaking of remastered Final Fantasy reviews, probably going to start working on that soon. Hey, this isn't the remastered version, is it? Holy crap, it is. When I remade this Final Fantasy review, I did it under the Wario brand. That's how long ago my remake of the first Final Fantasy review was. That's a pretty sick logo, though. Or logo animation, I should say. I'm such a beast at sound design. Okay. Final Fantasy 2 through Final Fantasy 9. Battling or something. Some kind of battle.
Well, not really. Steel. And thus an epic battle ensues. Well, not really.
It's been so...
He's a rather easy boss, especially if you spend any time...
since I made this video. Holy fetching shiz.
The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy.
I don't know if that'll be...
Riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori...
Actually, I should give a little time to see that animation.
In the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsunashi.
Right there.
In the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsuda.
Give it like a couple frames less and a couple frames more on this side.
Industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsuda.
Rags, FF2, Riches, FF all the bravest. We'll be back in 7 years for the Vagrant Story remake. Yeah, it's probably true, isn't it? Okay. Just do the standard freaking 200%. Crop. That's not how you spell crop. This is kind of tricky on this one, actually. I think that there's supposed to be like the slightest like gap, something. Let's just do 18.5. Well, now let's go to 19. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, and then we're gonna maybe make this one a little bigger so we see some more color on the sides. And blur it. Something like that. And there we go.
Mystery. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsuda's.
I will probably also want to not do this like 112. I don't want to stretch it too much, but
Mystery. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsuda.
that looks pretty natural.
The sensational rags to riches.
Actually, I should be matching it with this clip. It would need to come out a lot further, wouldn't it? Not that much. 14. That's pretty close. See you, Rob.
The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsuda. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsuda's.
Final Fantasy VII review. What am I going to show from this? Probably like...
The reveal of the game's title at the climax of an absolutely outstanding.
That could work.
On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories in the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags. On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories in the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy. Yasunori Mitsuda.
The thing that's so annoying about all these older games is that their aspect ratios were never consistent. So, like, this is a legit 4:3 aspect ratio. You can tell by the size of the bars.
Gaming industry.
The Super Nintendo didn't have the same, like, every game, even some games had different aspect ratios, right? Like, this one was actually even, I've stretched this one out. Originally, it was, like, way up here on the NES, and then the SNES is, you know, this. So, like, trying to make those match.
Significant success stories in the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational
means, like, some of it will look stretched. So I have to sort of make decisions about, like, do I care about it looking stretched, or do I care about the aspect ratios looking like they match? This would be 12.5, isn't it? That's a pretty common one if it's... It should be 12.5 crop on either side if it's true 4:3 aspect ratio. But the thing is that Final Fantasy VII doesn't even have that. Like, in the battles, and then, like, on the world map, it changes its aspect ratio. It's freaking whack. It's not consistent within, like, its own game.
On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories.
Well, yeah, Chris, I'm gonna do the faded image behind it, but, like, watch how
In the Japanese gaming industry.
it shifts.
The
I don't like that. I don't like how the aspect ratio, like, has a dramatic shift between one clip and the next, like that. That bothers me. But in order to get Final Fantasy VII's aspect ratio, which is true 4:3, to match the Super Nintendo one, which this is stretched out to match, which it doesn't look too bad. I mean, this looks okay, but I might be squishing the logo too much, which could be a problem. It looks like the crop is not actually fully there anyways. Let me take a look at that. It needs to be like 12.6. There we go. And then, like, I would have to do, I think it's 94. It's not terrible. is not the worst thing I've ever seen. 94.5 maybe. Or you could show an old tube TV and plaster the video on the TV, like the channels being changed. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
On this channel...
So, what bothers me now is that... See, but the aspect ratio for the intro of Terranigma is true 4:3, but then the actual game is not. So, like, even within these games, their aspect ratios were not consistent, and it's freaking annoying as a video creator to, like... But I could do that, right? As long as it's not... As long as it's not gonna flicker.
On this channel, I've covered...
That was the problem I was having, was that it was flickering over here. Oh wait, did I not open this one? There we go. That's impossible to play at full resolution. It gets so fetched up. The flickering problem totally went away. I don't know why. It's so strange. This looks better though.
On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories in the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy, Yasunori Mitsuda's quest for prominence while working on Chrono Trigger.
I know what I'm going to use for that already. I've used it a million times by now. Oh, I forgot about that video. Finished videos 2017. That's Xenogears. I will need that one though. I do need that one. Bring that in. Also bring in the Chrono Trigger review. Right there. Boing. Ooh. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, boo, boo. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Alright, did they finish? They finished. Chrono Trigger review. Go to the part where I'm talking about Mitsuda. Kind of want to remake this review as well. I'm not going to, but I kind of want to.
Period speak as well. For this reason alone, I always recommend the DS version to new players rather than the SNES version.
Come on, where's the first frame? There it is.
Of all of the development stories surrounding this game, however, the one that hits the closest to home for me is that of composer...
No, we don't need that much. Don't need that much.
To Riches saga of Final Fantasy, Yasunori Mitsuda...
What in the fuck?
Saga of Final Fantasy, Yasunori Mitsuda's quest for prominence while working on Chrono Trigger, where his perfectionism nearly destroyed his health, and Tetsuya Takahashi's passion and hunger to tell his own stories.
And then we need Xenogears. And there he is, Takahashi.
Always wanted to work on this kind of thing.
Dude, this freaking music's so good.
It's clear that Sakaguchi respected Takahashi immensely and considered him one of the most talented designers on his Final Fantasy team.
My freaking mixing on my voice, the processing on my voice was immaculately well done in this one.
While working on Chrono Trigger, where his perfectionism nearly destroyed his health, and Tetsuya Takahashi's passion and hunger to tell his own stories, leading to the expressly profound Xenogears. Xenogears. In each of these cases,
I need to like a little more pause
to the expressly profound Xenogears. In each of these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time.
I think I'll show a clip from a Final Fantasy game, a clip from Chrono Trigger, and a clip from Xenogears again. Hold on. Dude McGuy says, Quintet Game Tester, you should consider making the aspect ratio consistent between the cutscenes and gameplay. People will make videos about your game someday. QA lead. They what now? Thanks for the feedback, but the game ships tomorrow. That's, accurate. Tom W says, inspired by this review, I wanted Terranigma desktop wallpaper, so I made my own. Found this image, made 4K wallpaper. No way. Let me check this out. Holy balls. Holy, zoom out. How can I zoom out from this? Nice. Dude. Holy fetch. How did you do that? That's clean. That's clean, man. I wish that this Japanese kanji was not on it, though. In fact, I also wish the Enix logo wasn't on it. But that would be okay. But if it could be done without this part, that would be sick. That's super, super cool, though. If I zoom out on that. Wow. It was already huge, but I ran it through Waifu 2X. What's Waifu 2X? That's clean, though. That's clean. Dude, is it cool if I use this image in this video? I could see myself like maybe using like this part of it and kind of doing a zoom like here, like out to him or something like that. I know you haven't given me permission yet, but I'm preemptively taking it. Waifu 2X is just an upscaler. Oh, okay. This was totally useless to me. Okay. To
the expressly profound Xenogears. In each of these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours.
Okay, Final Fantasy again. Final Fantasy 7. Could show part. Yeah, this part.
Delicate balance of a larger ecosystem.
Come on. Come on.
He borrowed several concepts from a wide variety of cultural beliefs.
Don't like my audio processing on this video at all. Sounds really flat and too warm.
In each of these cases,
Yeah, that one frame every time.
In each of these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through. In each of these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of.
Okay, copy paste. Final Fantasy. Always freaking cracks me up the way they pronounce Final Fantasy in Japan. Final Fantasy.
In each of these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to...
Alright, now we need Chrono Trigger.
Joy, exhilaration, and satisfaction are being transferred into my own heart.
Pretty good clip.
Through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best game.
Boing, 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 boing. Alright, you can take all this onto you. And I think this will actually work for this one too, because that looks like a 4:3 aspect ratio. Bada bing.
Long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time. Each of them also went on to enjoy... overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time.
Xenogears, where are you? See, now Xenogears had a really weird aspect ratio. It was wider than 4:3, but like, I don't know, it's whack. Some of the PlayStation games had like it was a little wider than 4:3, and it's stupid.
Just as was the case with Chrono Trigger,
I wonder what part I should take from this one.
Myself
maybe this.
Immensely satisfying.
And now all of a sudden I want to play Xenogears again.
Overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time. Each of them also went on to enjoy...
Okay, what I'm going to do here... I know, aspect ratios in PS1 games were freaking really weird. They jumped all over the place. Like, Final Fantasy VII had true 4:3 during its cutscenes, but it had way skinnier, like, I would say almost exactly square for its, like, gameplay. But then, like, Final Fantasy IX had this aspect ratio right here with the shorter bars. Wider than 4:3. I do not understand. It's whack. It's stupid. Boo. 8.4. And then we're gonna have to freaking change this to like 90 or some crap like that. 90 almost gets this back to its normal 4:3 aspect ratio. Go to like 8.5. Nope, it needs a little further. 84. See, now this is probably not good.
Deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time.
That's not terrible.
Each of them also went. Men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time. Each of them also went.
I think I want...
Suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time. Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre. Today's story won't have such a happy ending.
Kind of a long fade on this one.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games.
Now I'm going to have to get footage from ActRaiser, Illusion of Gaia, and everything else, and they're all going to have whack aspect ratios too. Let's see. Tom says it's crazy how CRTs would just take whatever resolution and seamlessly just go from one to the other, no matter how whack they were. I know. Crazy, dude.
Brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time. Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry, and
I could maybe show work that they've done since then. Maybe I could show a clip from... one of Mistwalker's games, maybe. It's not necessarily prestigious, though. I mean, Final Fantasy was prestigious. Show Final Fantasy 9, or I could show Lost Odyssey. Lost Odyssey, and then something from Xenoblade. Xenoblade would work for Takahashi, but let's see, what clip should I pick?
each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre. Today's story...
Maybe I could show 2 clips there.
Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre.
Maybe Lost Odyssey and Xenoblade Chronicles 1 would be good. I may need to record Xenoblade Chronicles 1 footage. I thought I had some, though. I thought I had some. Xenoblade Chronicles. Look at that. I do have some. Beastly. Is this the intro to the game? This game's so good. Oh my god, it's so good.
Do anything if you're worm food.
Battling at the beginning of that part. I think I'd want to show more of like the campaigns or something.
Well,
Off the edge.
right! Let's do this! Leave it to Ryan!
I'm gonna go all out.
Alright, well, I think I could take something from that. Dude, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is a magnificent game. It's so effing good. So good. Not the second one. Yes, not the second one. Second one sucks balls. Sucks donkey dick. Effing worst game ever. I hate Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles X was okay, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is freaking horrible. Kind of want to see not like a cluttered screen. Looks like it's got to conform this still. I just want to see some running through an area. Is that what the beginning of this was? Oh, there we go. Doing some running around. They will patch out the anime of Xenoblade 2 someday. That was a joke, wasn't it, on one of our podcasts or something? Or was that Heon? It's like, there was a patch, Heon, now all the anime's out of the game, so it's actually good. Chain links. Dude, how did I get back to the town so fast? End the fight and show me running into the place. Or did I must have fast traveled.
Okay, just one more left.
Just getting messed up. Yep, I totally fast traveled. There, this is what I want, thank you. Holy crap. Alright.
And were celebrated for their
It's like having the hardest time keeping up with this. It's like, dude, this is too intense. Let's go down to like a fourth.
and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre.
That will play smoothly, I guarantee it, when it's exported. It's just that because it's part of a large file, it doesn't like it. And it pauses again. Holy F. That's why I don't like doing really long clips. Like when I record for like an hour straight, this is what happens.
And were celebrated for their timeless contributions.
See, it's going to freeze at that same point every time. It's trying to like reference like every frame of this incredibly long freaking... I think if I go through frame by frame and sort of like let it load. Oh, it's 60 frames per second. That's part of the problem too. I'm in a 30 frames per second comp and this was a 60 frame per second.
And were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre.
Almost have it. It's got to load every single frame. Okay, I think it should play smooth now.
And were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre. Today's story won't have such a happy ending. Industry, and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre.
If I go to full, will it play?
Industry, and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre.
Yeah, let's go back to fourth. Okay, Lost Odyssey, something like that.
Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre. Today's story won't have such a happy ending.
I wonder what clip from Terranigma I should use at the end there to fade out. Won't have such a happy ending. Tom, if you can think of something good there, let me know, but I need to grab a quick clip from Lost Odyssey. I wonder if I have the video I made. Where did I do that? I made a video about top 30, not top 30 games. What was it? It was top 10 JRPGs that aren't freaking Square or whatever it was called. I don't know if I saved that video. Might have to download it from the channel. Where was it? Top 10 JRPG.
Now that I can see the light at the end of the
I love how I preface this video by saying I haven't played every JRPG ever, and I'm excited to try some others. Give me some suggestions. And people were like, how could you not have this or that game in the list? And it's like, I told you at the fetching beginning of the video, I haven't played them all. Freaking moron. Yeah, this is it. This is the clip I want. So I gotta download this video.
Now that I can see the light at the end of the
Shut
tunnel
up.
with my Final
Shut
Fantasy
up.
review
You're too
series, I'm
loud.
getting really pumped to branch out a bit and try some of the amazing JRPGs outside of the series. I've played quite a few already.
Shut up. Okay. Now I need to go back into here again.
Thing you could ask for from a great JRPG, and I love this game. In some ways, I feel like selecting this game is cheating because it's basically a Final Fantasy game. Developed by Hironobu Sakaguchi's Mistwalker studio, Lost Odyssey in many ways feels more like a traditional Final Fantasy game than anything we've seen from Square since Final Fantasy X. My
This part.
stuff, and on top
I want to play this game again.
and on top of this, you have a challenging battle system, an amazing cast.
How could you not include everyone's favorite obscure JRPG in a list of 10 games? Come on, man. I know, right? What's my problem?
Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their time. Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry.
I want to stretch this out a little more so that this will just last all the way up until the point I want it to.
Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated.
Okay, that works. Scale the frame size, done.
Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre. Today's story won't have such a happy ending.
Oops. Alright, I need my clip from Terranigma that I'm gonna put in there. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? How long have I been streaming for? An hour and a half or something? Maybe I can use Tom W's image there. Actually, no, I might use it in the next part. I want to use a piece of the game's footage here. Dude, this ending got to me. This ending was intense. I gotta play Soul Blazer and I wish I could have that shot without the credits on it. That'd be cool. I actually wonder if that's possible. If I was using an emulator, right, I wonder if there's a layer that would turn off the text, but would leave the backgrounds. And then I could record it without these credits on it. That'd be sick. Just get like this whole ending credit sequence, but without the credits. Important to live naturally. Krista will be gone soon. But if we are bound by fate, we will meet again in time somewhere. Work. Until then, goodbye for just a little while. Until Legend of Gaia 3, when we resurrect Dark Gaia.
This next sequence always makes me tear up.
Ark fell into a deep sleep. And Ark dreamt his last dream. Dude, that's intense. It was a dream of becoming a bird and seeing the world growing older. Oh, nice. Staff of Terranigma.
Man.
Tell me. Anyways, I'm not gonna be able to use that. Today's story won't have such a happy ending. What should I freaking use for that?
Yeah, you'll want to record this.
Here we go.
Some good visuals. The tower's got kind of two sections to it. I think it's a bit longer than a lot of the dungeons. Be a nice change of pace.
Wee, 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 wee. Alright, right here. Go down and land. Oh, fetch land.
It really
this game
looks
is amazing! The graphics are unbelievable in this game. Holy fetch. Stupid. There we go. Oh, 90s Kid. Yes!
Yeah.
I need to use that for later. I want to talk about 90s Kid. Oh, 90s Kid. Yes!
Yeah.
That's going to go later in the review when I talk about 90s Kid. I don't know what section I should use for this. Today's story won't have such a happy ending. I don't want to use the... Should I use the goat? Maybe I should use the goat. Use that damn goat scene. There it is. Holy crap. I don't want to spoil that, though, at the same time, you know? I want to reference it without spoiling it. Maybe here. You'll hit walls like this again, but you mustn't ever give up. I will get out of here myself one way or another. You have to persevere.
Man.
Now go. You must continue your journey. That did no. Nah. Nah. Nah, not happening.
Like you said, he'll make it out. It just might take a while.
Do you say something different now? No. I don't think this will work, but I don't know.
Contributions to the genre.
Oh my gosh. Completely fetched.
Today's story won't have such a happy ending. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet.
I don't know what clip I should use there. So I'm talking about it not having such a happy ending. I want like a more one of the melancholy or I don't know what I could do. I don't know what I could do. Go to the beginning. The first tower. When you finish the tower. Before this. When you're inside of that thing. PC is run by this fish.
Got him.
Well, that was easy.
So it shall be. Enter the door. Sick. Got it.
Well, I'm just saying today's story won't have such a happy ending. So I'm
three
looking
of
for something that sort of coincides with that. Celeste throwing herself off a cliff would work if this were Final Fantasy VI, yes.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to use this one, though. Because it's like a long-held shot, and I can fade it out over a long time.
To the genre. Today's story won't have such a happy ending.
That way I won't have to spoil any sad moments from the game. And it'll be okay. This doesn't look like the same aspect ratio again. What the frick? See, if I go here, though. See, you see the difference in aspect ratio? Was I, like, emulating it differently or something? Like, look. Look at the aspect ratio here compared to here. Oh, maybe it is the same. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. For some reason, it looks smaller on this side than this side. Don't know why. But it looks like I'm wrong about that. Okay. Give me all this. And then give me a crop. Even though your crop won't be correct. Oh, it is correct. It's like perfectly correct. What that means that is 4:3. What? Hold on, does that match with this clip here? No, it isn't. That's so weird. That is so weird. When I was playing it here, it was in the correct perfect pixel aspect ratio. When I was playing here, it was stretching it out to 4:3. I did feel like his sprite looked a little stretched out. So this should actually be 94 or whatever. That is the correct aspect ratio for the game.
Today's story won't have such a happy ending.
Okay, then we nest this and fade it out.
Won't have such a happy ending. Today,
I might move this over just a touch.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games.
Chris was saying, yeah, he was looking a little bit like SNES Link, all stretched out like that. Yeah, he was. Okay, let's see. This is the intro of the video. Let's see if we like how it looks. Even though I can't play correctly. To save its life, it can't work. There we go.
On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories in the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy, Yasunori Mitsuda's quest for prominence while working on Chrono Trigger, where his perfectionism nearly destroyed his health, and Tetsuya Takahashi's passion and hunger to tell his own stories, leading to the expressly profound Xenogears. In each of these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time. Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre.
Oh my gosh, I cannot play that. Fetch.
Today's story won't have such a happy ending. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet.
Alright, can I find the Quintet logo online? What the frick am I doing here? Quintet logo. I think I found it. Right there. It's not the largest thing I've ever seen. Maybe we can run that through that upscaler that you were talking about, Tom W. What was it called? Waifu something or other? Waifu 2X? What is that anyways? Be cool if I could get this upscaled. Quintet logo. Put it into this one. Because I'm almost certain we're not going to find a larger version of it than that. What the fetch is Waifu 2X? I'm afraid to search. Waifu 2X. Is this it? Image choosing. Type URL or choose a file from a location. That's what I'll do. If this works, I'm going to use this all the time. I'm not a robot. Upscaling 2 times. Noise reduction. Whatever. Artwork. Photo. Convert. That does look better. Holy crap, that does look better. What the fetch? Dude, that's crazy. Gotta compare. There's the original. Get out of here. And they made it 2 times. I wonder if I could put it through again. Can I save this? Quintet logo 2 times. Now if I put that through there, can I do it again? I'm not a fetching robot. Convert. Convert. It's struggling. Okay, now we're starting to get a little weirdness in it. But it's not terrible. I wonder if I changed some noise reduction low or almost none. And try that again. Yeah, it didn't really change much, did it? Let's try putting it at highest. It's pretty much the same no matter what I do. Let's try it anyways. Quintet 4 times. Alright, so once I've done that, I need to take it into Photoshop and get rid of the background on there. I wonder how well that'll work for like developer photographs that are really low resolution. New? No, not new. Open. I hear people running around outside. Actually, I have to rename this first one in order for me to be able to do that. Just deselect and magic wand. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. How good does that look or not look? I think that works. Okay, and then we can save that as a PNG. Quintet logo alpha. Now we can bring that in here. And here we go.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the great...
Now, I might want to take this into After Effects in a second, but I want to get a background for it, which could be like literally anything, I guess.
And a period where she can be hit. So you have to figure out when that is.
Okay. Okay.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio.
That's not what I want. Give me another... Come on, run around and fight or something. I wonder how many I can get. 9 probably?
Probably.
Hold on, dude. Give me just a freaking, like, dungeon. Just run through a dungeon and fight stuff. That's all I want. Here we go. Not this. Man, my gameplay looks awful most of the time. I'm just fetching around, not getting anything done. Walk around and fight stuff, but, like, in a better location than this cave. This could be interesting. No. It's over. Because I can't even use the weapon in here.
Well, even if you use it, it'll just look like a spear.
Yeah.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the...
Okay, that works. Copy, paste. Boop boop boo boo doo doo boop boo. Do 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 do. What the? Oh yeah, because this is a different aspect ratio. Which means it's gonna be what, 15? And we can go back to 100 on this, I think. The balls. Why are you not showing me this? What the fetch? Why? Why do you have these dumb effing errors? Just stop. Okay. Does this and this match? Looks like it does. Okay. We're going to put Gaussian blur on this as well. Well, maybe. Let's do it for now, but okay. Give me an After Effects composition, please. Gonna clean this up, make it look better. Solid, white solid, precompose with white, and then give me a, I could have done this way easier in a different way, but whatever. Luma key. Yeah, the brighter. 4, 3, 253 or something. 250. 4. Feather it by like 3 or something. Actually, feathering it will just make it look blurry, so don't feather at all. Maybe -2 or -5. Maybe we should just connect it, huh? Yeah, maybe 240. It's this little line right here, it's bugging me. Give me a white again. Fill it in. And you know what, while we're at it, we'll fill this in too. What are you doing? There we go. Okay. That's that. Now how does that look on top of this? Better. Much better. Get out of here, please. We could also put maybe like a oh wait, that won't work, will it? I'm dumb. I have to pre-compose this part. There. Now, I could put a little drop shadow on it. How would that look? I want to make it a little bit more spread or size, I think. Something like that. Do 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 do. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to export a single PNG of this. Plus alpha, PNG sequence, and quintet. Final for just call it final. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Do 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 do. That looks way better. Way better. Okay.
Today,
give me just a little more on the edge of that. Maybe I should do kind of don't want to though. But I'm going to, if we nest this and then we transition it in.
today we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet.
Quintet will scale up a little bit over time.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten Today, we'll be looking at a neglected
We can do more than that. Let's go to 90.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the
We can go even more dramatic. Let's try going 80.
Today, we'll be looking at
That's too much. 85.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development.
Make it take longer to come in.
Won't have such a happy ending. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games: ActRaiser, Soul Blazer.
You know what? Part of me wants to extend this all the way to here.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games.
Yeah, I want to extend it all the way to the end of that. So let's do that. Let's do that.
Greatest RPGs. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many.
Wait a minute. Oops. This doesn't go all the way to the end, does it? No, it does not.
Nintendo. You've likely. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten.
Now we can rest it. Now we can fade it in. Like that.
Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games: ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia.
I know where I can get ActRaiser. Did I play that with you, Chris? I think I played with Chris. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Yes, it was Chris. Because we did his game for 3 days, and then we did ActRaiser for 2 days. Do 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 do. What the fetch? What's copyrighted material in this? Oh, it's the trailer for Pokemon. You fetchers, whatever. Let me go to the playlists here. Where's my ActRaiser? Oh my gosh. ActRaiser, there it is. Oh, I'm on it in this one. That's not good. We'll have to go this one then. And crap. Man, I tried. There's a tiny bit of a delay, just a tiny bit.
So you're feeling some lag.
Just a little bit. See, that's what I was talking about. Your game is like. I think this is what I want to show. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll just record this right now. If I turn off the overlay, hit record and go. That. Ouch.
Ooh.
Crap. Man, I tried. There's a tiny bit of a delay, just a tiny bit.
So you're feeling some lag.
Just a little bit. See, that's what I was talking about. Your game is like perfect. And like these older games, there's just like a tiny bit of lag on the controls. It doesn't respond exactly when you think it's going to.
Okay.
Mimic, these are uploaded directly after I finish streaming, so they're available right away. I just need to make them unlisted. Oh, we have a timer. I didn't even see that. Yeah, this boss fight. This is what I want to show. Great. I'm guessing there's probably a better way to do this than the way I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. What? How am I supposed to get away from that?
Trying not to, give you all the.
Alright, that's enough. I just need a quick little thing, anyways. Do 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 do. Import. Blank. Put it into here. Let's get away from that.
Try not.
Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games. ActRaiser, You've likely heard of many of their games. ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia.
I might want to use the earlier clip of this, actually. The other side. I'm guessing there's probably a better way to do this than the way I'm doing it.
You've likely heard of many of their games. ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, many of their games. ActRaiser, You've likely heard of many of their games. ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, ActRaiser, Soul Blazer. You've likely heard of many of their games. ActRaiser, Soul Blazer.
No. There we go. Oh, really? Oh, it's 13, huh?
On the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games.
Border? No border.
ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia. You've likely heard of many of their games. ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia. These are all remembered.
Alright, I need some Soul Blazer footage. Actually, wait a minute. I think I actually have that in the first look that I did on this game. Terranigma first look.
By Quintet, the same studio that brought us ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, and Illusion of Gaia. I actually didn't know this before sitting down to make the video, but a number of key personnel in executive positions within this company are actually veterans of the East series, and after playing Terranigma, I can totally see that influence. Tomoyoshi Miyazaki, the scenario writer for East 1, 2, and 3, is the director and president of Quintet, and Masaya Hashimoto, the main director, programmer, and designer of those East games, is also a producer for the company. I certainly didn't make that kind of connection immediately, but thinking about it now, I can definitely see how Terranigma is a similar, though evolved experience to that of Classic East. When I say that, what I mean is that while the game is simple...
Didn't I talk about Soul Blazer in this? Hey, cool, I've got this footage right there, too. Should be convenient. Here we go, Soul Blazer.
Well, for those who... For those who are interested, Terranigma's story is not related to Soul Blazer or...
Dang it. What am I doing?
Okay. Heard of many of their games. ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia. These are all Illusion of Gaia in anything other than a tangential way. From what I understand, while there may exist a few similar elements or themes between the games, they don't actually share any kind of overarching narrative. Terranigma...
Strange. Why did I pick that particular moment? I don't know.
These are all remembered fondly by those who had the pleasure of playing them back in those days. Though the developers at Quintet were just as passionate and talented as those we know so well from Square, they tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved. Terranigma released...
Okay, so this part, I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this. What are you talking about? It doesn't want to import that. What the fetch? Why? Okay. That was really weird.
They deserved. Terranigma released in October of 1995 in Japan and December of 1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an unquestionable masterpiece.
Long clip, but I'm cool with that. Boink, boink. Okay. So let's start on maybe the center. We can zoom in a little bit more. Start right there on that thing in the middle. Wish I could see a style guide thing. I think that's more or less the middle. And by the end, it's going to zoom out a bit. Maybe a little more. I don't know. To include the name. Nope. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about that then. We'll go out to there.
Terranigma, released in October of in Japan and December of 1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy.
Part of me kind of just wants to go to the
hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an unquestionable masterpiece. It was, for all intents and purposes, the
excuse me.
Though the developers at Quintet were just as passionate and talented as those we know so well from Square, they tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved.
Let's grab some clips from like... Where are you going? I don't know if this is the part of the game I want to show. Good boss at the end of that section, though. Here we go.
Art book or something that has their name just to... Ano, Chris?
It did work. Yeah, show the boss at the end of that section. Help! That sucks.
Just what you needed. Another one.
Oh, I hit you! Come on! Gotta get in the middle. What? Are you serious right now? What is this whirlwind thing? Okay, this is not good.
Oh no.
I don't know how to hit you. I can't get any higher than that. I have to block those and I can't get there in time. What does he do his whirlwind attack? Oh, what the F? Before this? Dude, did I not get a single recording of when he does his whirlwind attack? That's crazy.
Though the developers at Quintet were just as passionate and talented as those we know so talented as those days. Though the developers at Quintet were just as passionate and talented as those we know so well from school.
The balls, dude. What part should I show from this game? Come on, give me something exciting to show. I think this is exactly the part I'm at in the game right now. My playthrough. It's this freaking forest that I couldn't figure out how to get through. Stop, dude. Oh, fetch.
Bats are the worst.
Not a very good clip. Wolves. Stop getting fetched up and attack them.
Yeah, you're probably a little under level.
On a good looking fight. Dang it. Oh, bad timing for that. That's kind of clever.
Talented as those we know so well from Square, they tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved. Terranigma, released tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved. Terranigma. Though the developers at Quintet were just as passionate and talented as those we know so well from Square, they tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved. Terranigma.
Effect controls, you dummy.
Though the developers at Quintet were just
What the fetch?
Though the developers at Quintet were just as passionate and talented as those we know so well from Square, they tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved. Terranigma, released in October of 1995 in Japan and
Thanks, Chris. See you later.
December of 1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an unquestionable masterpiece. It was, for all intents and purposes,
Part of me wants to stop earlier.
approach and philosophy, renown or success they deserved. Terranigma, released in October of 1995 in Japan and December of 1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of...
You know what? I actually don't want to use that right there. I'll tell you what I want to use. I want to use the actual reveal of the game's title. Right here. I wonder what happens after.
Terranigma, released in October of 1995 in Japan and December of 1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new.
Okay, I should probably finish what I started here, though. Which means I need to get... What do I need to do? I think I need to do this. On that. And then this on this.
So well from Square, they tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved. Terranigma, released in October of 1995 in Japan and December of...
It needs more opacity. Or less opacity, more transparency. Like that.
Deserved. Terranigma, released in October of 1995 in Japan and December of 1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance.
Okay, I'm probably gonna stop right after I finish this next little bit. Once I get up to 2 minutes in, I'll probably stop there for today.
56 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of territories.
I think I want to start like right there.
6 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy.
I just need good clips from the game. Anywhere will do. I just picked that one, didn't I? Show me a fight. Show me a good fight. I'm guessing a
I
password.
smell a puzzle.
Come on, show me a fight. Show me fighting some stuff.
Territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy.
This one will be different. This one we will need. Yep, this one. What the frick? How did I go to the end like that? I don't even know what I pushed.
1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new. Philosophy, iterating on old philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an
I've not found very many things that can be blocked. What is that status effect?
Is it poison, I think?
It's gone now. so I don't know what it was.
I think if memory serves, there is a reason to block in the final battle. I remember that.
Fetch you. Fetch you. Stop. Come back here. It's not exciting footage. Holy crap.
Nice.
I found their weakness. Just like
Standing
crabs.
still.
Just like crabs. They can only go side to side.
Yeah.
They cannot go forward or backward. Have you ever played oh, it's come on, don't talk about half-minute hero, just freaking keep man's promise.
Yeah. There's a button to
Can I just get a good shot of me fighting stuff?
making progress.
I'm on board. Talk to me, please. Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an unquestioned.
Some kind of epic shot. I don't need the motion on this, just the crop. Okay. Just give me that crop. Bam. And need all this garbage. Just like that. There we go.
Of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and
This one I don't think needs the opacity lowered.
approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an unquestionable masterpiece. It was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines.
Okay, I just want one clip that is like kind of an epic.
There's no boss here, so you should be okay.
Good.
It was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines bright as Tomoyoshi Miyazaki's masterwork. Is the company's swan song. And it was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines bright. Was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines bright.
The fetch.
It was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines.
Dude, such weird graphical glitches going on here. Just gonna stop it there.
It was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines bright. It was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines bright as Tomoyoshi Miyazaki's masterwork.
Great if there was a shot of something bright shining there.
Delivering an unquestionable masterpiece. It was, for all intents and purposes, purposes the company's swan song and shines bright as Tomoyoshi Miyazaki's masterwork. When asked about the swan song and shines bright as Tomoyoshi Miyazaki's masterwork. Swan song and shines bright as Tomoyoshi Miyazaki's masterwork.
Unquestionable masterpiece. What can I show for that? Oh, this shot's pretty cool. No, stop. What are you doing? Thank you.
And executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an unquestionable masterpiece. It was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines bright as Tomoyoshi Miyazaki's masterwork. When asked about the central
Okay. I think I'm good for today. Let's just watch what I made real quick and see where we're at. All right. What am I doing? Not in the right window.
On this channel, I've covered some of the most significant success stories in the Japanese gaming industry. The sensational rags to riches saga of Final Fantasy, Yasunori Mitsuda's quest for prominence while working on Chrono Trigger, whereas perfectionism nearly destroyed his health, and Tetsuya Takahashi's passion and hunger to tell his own stories, leading to the expressly profound Xenogears. In each of these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time.
That cut doesn't work for me. I'm trying to find out.
Staggering pressure, but overcame it all to long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming to deliver some of the best.
It needs to be like here.
In these cases, brilliant men worked outrageously long hours and suffered through staggering pressure, but overcame it all to deliver some of the best gaming experiences of all time. Each of them also went on to enjoy prestigious careers in the industry and were celebrated for their timeless contributions to the genre. Today's story won't have such a happy ending. Today, we'll be looking at a neglected and forgotten development studio called Quintet, who created some of the greatest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. You've likely heard of many of their games, ActRaiser, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia. These are all remembered fondly by those who had the pleasure of playing them back in those days. Though the developers at Quintet were just as passionate and talented as those we know so well from Square, they tragically never achieved the renown or success they deserved. Terranigma, released in October of 1995 in Japan and December of 1996 in PAL territories, combined all the hallmarks of Quintet's unique approach and philosophy, iterating on old ideas and executing on new ones with brilliance, delivering an unquestionable masterpiece. It was, for all intents and purposes, the company's swan song, and shines bright as Tomoyoshi Miyazaki's masterwork. When asked about the central theme...
Cool. That is where I'm going to stop for today. Thank you everybody for watching. You guys are beasts. Appreciate all your support, as always. Have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace out.